What's going on, YouTube? Got another hot tub aquaponic update going on. As you can see, everything is replumbed yet again. Went ahead, I started brainstorming, and I'm still in the brainstorming mode, but I thought, why not take it a different route this time? So, as you can see, I still got my plants right here that need to be planted out. And if you can look way back there, you can see the leveling that I'm going on back there. Got a couple more beds for the lava rock aquaponics, which will be added right behind there. And added a 2x4 underneath the cover there. Last week I came out and found out that I was having a problem with the pump. Got a little stopped up. That part right there, the shutoff where it's running, was there before. But it kind of slowed down significantly, which meant the water going into the biofilter there, that slowed down a lot, and we had way reduced flow, which meant over here, this guy started, this tube, that is, the hydro tube, the hydro setup, it actually was barely getting any water, like a drip every minute or so. I mean, it was almost to where you could call it no water. I adjusted it, cleaned it up, I cleaned out the pump and got everything going good. I got it going a little too good right there. That was open just a little bit too much, and it was literally leaking over, like overflowing out of there. And that very first tomato right there that loves to lean like that. I've fixed that many times, but it just keeps leaning. But it was leaking right out of there, off the cover right there and onto the ground. So as you look in, we've got quite a level loss there. And that would be the reason. So, but that pretty much only leaked overnight. I went ahead and took care of that the next day, slowed down the flow going to the hydro setup so that that would take care of the leak. I actually jacked it up a little bit more, moved the, put blocks and a piece of PVC underneath the tarp there. That way the tarp will actually push it down back into the tub, which is why we've got a nice little water area inside there. Still have some leaking going on. Like I said, now there's 2x4 and a small piece of 2-inch pipe underneath there. Still only have 3/4 inch pipe over there, 1/2 inch again, and then level, and level again. So because of the amount of flow that I'm getting through that pump, I still have it at its lowest setting, but because of the amount of flow I'm getting out of there, I replumbed it. So now we've got that white pipe, it comes off of the pump and it comes straight up and hits that T right there now. Before it was straight pipe, but now it goes right over there to that red shutoff valve right there, and that goes straight into that line right there, which goes into that bed. And if you pull it there, you got that black pipe that comes right off of there, that follows all the way over and comes right over to here. If you follow the pipe the other way and you go up here, that feeds that bed. And off of this T, so all that goes to there. I have a shutoff right there, which regulates the flow. And this is full force of the pump, even though it's all the way turned down, like I said. But, I mean, it's straight force because water's going to want to go right there and level off rather than climb higher. When we go higher, I've got another shutoff right there, which pretty much that is regulating how much water will actually go into the biofilter. So if I need less water, all I have to do is open up that ball valve there, and if I need more water, shut it more. And meanwhile, that's just aerating the tub. And inside the bio ball filter, I've got a flow rate which looks about like this. And before, it had to go about twice that speed, but right now, it's not pushing water into the beds anymore. The pump is actually doing that. This is just the overflow from the pump, and it's pretty much pushing into here as well as coming out the shutoff right there. But it comes in right there, comes right on in, and bang. We got it just flowing right into here. It flows right into there, which ironically, 1.25 inches, not good for bio balls. You always get 1 or 2 stuck in there. I don't know if you can see that, but I've been pulling them out all week long because it's on the side there. Just get a little bit of extra water going, you get one in there. and you got to keep pulling those things out. No big deal, but actually I think it might be a good thing now that I have some flowing water going through there. Maybe that will actually encourage a little bit more bacteria growth. But now, instead of before where it would go to the beds, now I just have it a couple 90s, and it just pops right into my overflow, which aerate, and I added an air stone in there, so it's getting a good amount of air as well, and it's aerating and overflowing and going right back into the tub. I just love that waterfall sound. And every chance I get, I want to throw a little bit more waterfall action into my tub. Not to mention, it's good aeration, especially with the water level being so low. I mean, you can literally see all the air bubbles that are down there. I'm sure, well, you can see all the fish. They seem kind of happy, but I'm sure they're loving all this extra aeration that's going on. But this whole Replumb job seems to be pretty good. Got another aerator tea, which I put in right here. Local pet store, they're like $1.99 for two. Grabbed two of those guys and installed it as soon as I got home. And now we've got extra aeration going on. And like I said in the last video, got some aeration going on in here. Got an air stone, got that thing all the way to the very bottom. And you can't even really see the air bubbles coming up. I mean, it's pretty deep down in there. The strawberries have been doing really good. As you can see, there's still some more flowers going on right there. A lot of the leaves, I mean, we have a little bit of veins showing and everything, a little bit of iron deficiency showing, like I showed in the last videos. Oop, there's a nice ripe tomato right there, or strawberry, little tiny little guy. But I added a little bit of iron in the last couple videos. Still probably should add a little bit more. I like I said, I like to go ahead and start low and then work my way up. And wow, check that out. I mean, we got strawberries about to start popping up, which is crazy. That's one thing I love about aquaponics. The temperature seems to stay kind of lower in the early summer. And I mean, look at this growth. I mean, this thing is sticking up well above the container. They were pretty much even with the container up until the last couple weeks. Now they're starting to stick up higher. They're still starting to fruit here, which is great. My dirt garden, they've been done. I picked my last strawberry a couple days ago, and they pretty much are done. They're starting to throw their runners, and they don't want to produce any more fruit. But these guys over here, I'm guessing because, you know, the giant water tank here that acts as like a heat sink and keeps like the colder temperature, which it's used to being from the winter time. It's keeping the temperature a little bit lower, which pretty much keeps the roots of the strawberries a little bit lower. Here we got another strawberry going right there. Nice little guy. So look at all the flowers. I mean, they're all over the... Over here, we've got a little bit of stunting going on the peppers, but the pH is a little bit low. And by low, I like to keep, as a pool guy, I like to keep my pH right at 7.4. With an aquaponics system, I would think about like 6.8. We're holding like 6.4 right now. It's just a little bit low, but as you can see, these tomatoes, they love the lower pH. They're starting to flower, so we're going to actually get some kind of fruiting action off of them, I hope. But these peppers really aren't loving the whole lower pH, I think. I don't know. I'm not an expert on peppers. I just really like peppers, so I've been trying to grow them. And back here, I've got 4 watermelon. And I grabbed those guys out of my dirt garden in the middle of the night. I planted a bunch of seeds. A whole bunch came up, and they were all too close to each other. So each middle, you know, every other one, I just grabbed them and picked up all of their root mass and everything. Washed all the root mass off and planted them right over here. They've been here for about 5 days now, I think, or 4 days, and they're kind of stunting because probably from the trauma, not to mention that I've been having a little bit of flow problems going on, like I said earlier, with the flow rates of the pump and everything. It was actually filling a little too slow, and it was not actually getting enough water to the root mass. So I'm sure that with transferring them they're still in shock. So another week or two, and I expect some growth really to take off from them. But these tomatoes, like I said, are loving this, as well as these tomatoes over here. Well, these peppers aren't really, they're getting green on the top now. Only the yellowing is on the bottom. And as you can see on this one as well. And my strawberry, I cut the runners. Waiting, it's actually throwing more leaves and everything, but I'm waiting for more fruit out of these guys. I've never had fruit out of them, so I'm thinking maybe next year. That's what they say on strawberries. The first year you don't get anything. Not exactly sure if that's true or not, but I know some strawberries, the first year I didn't get anything. On all of these Brussels, they're, I don't know if they're doing good or not. The hydrate setup has really been screwed with the whole last week or 2 weeks. There have been many complications with the pump. I had to go and get some Velcro tie there and put it on both of the plants. The one wanted to start to lean the other way, which again, like I said in the last video, I never really thought this kind of setup would actually work in the first place, which is why I put them in there. But yeah, they're actually taking off and they're actually doing really good. I need to trim this guy, and I haven't done it because I want to hook the aeroponic system up. And when I cut this sucker right here, I want to go ahead and put it in the aeroponics. Back over here, as you can tell, right here and right here, there are no longer any more suckers. As predicted, those guys are dead. I knew they would. But these guys right here, they are actually starting to go into flower mode. Like I said in the last video, got multiple flowers all over it. A bunch right here, some right here. Got some coming right up in here. And right up in here, got a little bit more. They're getting ready to. This pepper right here is starting to flower. And that's good news. This guy actually looks like it has some peppers growing off of it. And green growth on the top, yellowing on the bottom. Just like I was talking about before, with the whole plant was kind of yellowing. Now we actually have some dark green going in there. Not really sure that it's you know, anything to do with the setup or nutrient or anything like that problems. Pretty sure it has everything to do with the water. This tomato over here, it's doing pretty good. It's still growing pretty good. I've got to trim a few more leaves off the bottom. This tomato over here was actually flowering in the last video, and I believe it was right there on that little stem part that you can see that doesn't have anything. And I believe with me screwing around with this system, the plumbing and everything, and you know, moving things around, adding pipe and all that stuff, I'm pretty sure I knocked them off, so that flowering is gone. But I need to trim it a little bit more, which I'm going to do, and I want to do that so, like this sucker right here, literally a sucker, not like the slang word that I'm always using when I'm talking on here. This sucker, I'm going to go ahead and add that to the aeroponic system and see if I can make a whole new plant out of it and clone it. Same with this part right here. Pretty sure that's just a branch that needs cut and trimmed, but I'm going to go ahead and try that on that one as well. The Brussels, again, with the water temperature being kind of cold, that's what I'm guessing, because these guys are still doing pretty good. Not exactly sure what's going on with these. They pretty much should have died by now, because like I said, it's been in the 90s. They should have bolted and you know, tried to go to seed by now, but they're still trying. I've got this guy right here. I mean, it's still trying to push off leaves and put out some fruit. But I'm going to encourage that, and I'm going to go ahead and let that guy do its thing, or all of them really, until they go ahead and start dying. I'm pretty happy with the whole setup that's going on right now. I really love the plumbing. I think everything that I did was a lot better. I should have done it this way in the first place, but I love learning as I go. Make mistakes, that's the best way to learn, right? Alright, well, that stand that you can see in the background, that's for the other aquaponic garden, and I gotta get to work before it gets completely dark and put that in the ground. So, till next time, YouTube. Later.